Hey everybody, welcome to the Creative Process, the first episode of the Creative Process, hosted by your girl, T. Hey everybody, my name is Tiana Stone. I also go by Tiana Stone the Creative on all social platforms, and yes, this is the first episode, the pilot episode of the Creative Process, this new podcast / talk show that I have started. This idea came to me in many different forms and in different visions, and I settled on a podcast because I felt like this was the best way to have this ongoing conversation about, the creative process for creatives. Because I feel like it is an ongoing, journey and ongoing exploration that I feel like is so important to talk about and important to share also. So yeah, let's get into it a little bit. So, what is the creative process? How can we examine that and explain that and present that? Not necessarily in a organized or, straight to the point way, because I feel like that's not necessarily how the creative process is. So how we share that doesn't necessarily have to be that as well. How we share it can be a reflection of what it is, It's not necessarily clear cut. It's not, clean. It can be messy. It can be jaded and stuff like that. So I think it's important to reflect on that and to share about that. For me, one of the most formal introductions I had to the creative process was during a college course for me a while back ago. Shout out to Temple University in Philly. Of course, I can't remember the class or the name of it, but I was presented by my professor in class with this chart, this illustration that showed, a chart. Basically, talking about the creative process. And usually with a chart, you expect something to go from 0 to 100, no stops, no issues, and just like a straight, clear path. But that's not what the creative process is. You're gonna, go up, be still for a little bit. You're gonna go down, up, down, still, all that cool stuff. And for me, that's very reflective of my journey, and I want to create this show, create this platform for us to dive in and to talk about that, to share, our stories, our goals, our accomplishments, what we've, had to face, some of the challenges and issues that we've had to endure, and, of course, how we overcame them. How can we share that wisdom with others and stuff like that? So I'm extremely excited about this show. The goal for the show is for new episodes to premiere every third Monday of the month. And each episode, it'll either be just me, talking about, how my process is and stuff like that. And also just being specific about like themes. I mean, one thing I would love to dive into is, what it's like being an independent artist, having to fund your own projects and not necessarily have access to, these $1 million deals. And also just what it's like to be part of such a diverse music scene as well. Right now, we are in Rec Philly, this amazing space for creatives located in Philadelphia, PA. Specifically, we're in Center City. And, I'm pretty new here as a member. I used to be a member a while back, but, I was not completely sure about my journey, and I've been blessed enough to come back because now I have a clearer vision about what I want from my artistry and what I want to produce and what I want to create as an artist. So I'm still a little new here. Shout out to Rec Philly. And yeah, just I'm very excited to do this each month to kind of, push myself to create as well. I feel like for me personally, as a creative, not aligning, setting myself up with tasks to do is very impactful, and it pushes me to do something. I feel like, giving myself assignments will be very beneficial, and this will be an assignment that I have set on myself. And of course, please feel free to push me as well. I will very much love it and appreciate it. But yeah, but also along with me, I have some really cool friends, really cool creative people in the city of Philadelphia who I would love to have on the show. I feel like we have so much to share with each other and just also with the world. And I just feel like bringing on some friends, bringing on some homies, some family to the show would be really, really cool. We could just like chat it up. And, that's another thing about this show. I want us to build community. I want us to collaborate and vibe out with each other, because I say this a lot about, the creative process and just creativity in general. I feel like collaboration is a part of the creative process. Initially, when I was starting out on my journey years ago, I used to think, I have to be able to know how to do everything by myself. And the thing about that is I still love my independence and love being able to know how to do things. Like, for instance, just a little bit about me. I'm a poet, I'm an artist, I'm a singer, songwriter, producer, write a lot of stuff, whether it be, poems, music, written a couple of plays in the past, and I just want to expand on my writing. But specifically talking about my love for audio and music production, in college I took a lot of classes diving into the specific stages of the music production process. Like, how do you get from an idea to a fully produced song that's, on Spotify or Apple Music? And, just talking about, mixing, mastering, distribution, the business side of things. For me, knowing all of that was extremely important. And I'm really fortunate enough to say that I do have that knowledge. I have that wisdom. But I do not have to rely solely on myself to get the job done for releasing a song. I've been extremely blessed to say that I have people who I can rely on, people who I can go to for opinions about, does this sound right? Does this song sound finished? Can we go from, the mixing process to the mastering process? Because we cannot do anything alone by ourselves. We were not put on this planet to do such things. And it's just not wise for us to tax ourselves in that way, because I feel like we were destined to create things for people, with people, and, of course, by people. So that's, a very important thing for me, with, my mission as an artist, and also with the show, and also, with my production company, which is presenting the talk show, The Creative Process. Excuse me, sorry. But yeah, so The Creative Process is presented by Imagine Stone Productions, which is the multimedia production company that I started a couple of years ago. We're actually a year old or so now, a little bit. I think, yeah, like we started in December of last year or a year before. I'm terrible with time. Please forgive me. But yes, I started Imagine Stone Productions to advance my mission as an artist. I hope to collaborate with some amazing people in the future, and I feel like I will because, when you open the door for yourself, the floodgates will just open for you. So, the mission of Imagine Stone Productions is to tell the stories of today through video and music. So, right now it's just me and my band, Tiana Stone, the creative, hoping to release some music in the future. It's coming. It's coming. I know I've said this forever, but it is coming. I'm so serious. It is coming. It's like so close. But one of the things about me is the perfectionism. But we will definitely talk about that more. That in itself is a whole topic. But yes, the music is coming. I promise. But in the meantime, you can definitely listen to some music from my band called Cuddle Puddle, which is a freaking amazing band. Yes, Cuddle Puddle is a 3-piece band. I don't like to put us in a box because I feel like we're 3 musicians who just love all forms of music. It is Carly M. Perloff and Christian Lacey and myself. I've been extremely blessed to be a part of this band. Chris and Carly started the band a while back ago, and then I had the pleasure of joining. And we've been together for about a year or so, and it's just been a really fun time playing with people. And that goes back to, collaboration being an important aspect of the creative process and of creativity in general. I feel like through them, I've become such a better musician. As a drummer and as a piano player, I feel like I've been challenged to be better. And I just love and appreciate that from Cuddle Puddle. We got some exciting stuff coming up in the future, so look out for us. But yeah, and that's a little bit about, what's going on from Imagine Stone Productions. Some cool stuff going on in the future. Just working with artists, wanting to, produce music, wanting to collaborate with people. I'm hoping that, this maybe opens the door for a couple things. Definitely hit me up if you want to collaborate, bro. Like, please. It would be a pleasure and an honor to work with you in any capacity. I just love music, and I love working with people and learning from people as well. And yeah, I just feel like, my creative journey, I feel, started out actually in 8th grade as I was about to go into high school. I might as well just give you a timeline. So the first time I sang in public was 8th grade, end of the year, like talent show at my elementary school. And I sang a Bridget Mendler song. Shout out to Bridget. She is amazing. I think she's coming out with new music, which is freaking amazing. I sang a Bridget Mendler cover with my brother. And it was really cool. And the weird thing about it though was afterwards, I remember my music teacher telling me, "Yeah, Tiana, like your voice is really cool. Like you should have been a part of the choir." And I was like, "Man, like, you know, that could have been something that I explored." But there's a time and a place for everything. I mean, look at me now. I'm doing a whole bunch of stuff. So that was a cool thing. And then in high school, I went to Central High in Philadelphia. Right from the jump, like starting out in ninth grade, literally until I graduated, I was in choir. I was learning, how to read music. And the strange thing is I caught on to a lot of things very quickly. And I just really like dived into it. Like I tried to be as committed to choir as much as possible. And for me, I feel like that definitely disciplined me to the max. But I feel like it limited my individuality and my own individual relationship with music. Because I was so committed to this group, I didn't have I didn't allow myself, or I didn't think enough to give myself that individual experience or provide myself with an individual, place to explore. I mean, which is fine because I'm learning from that. And like I said, I learned so much when it comes to singing and, being a part of something bigger than yourself. I feel like that in itself is important. But when I went to college, shout out to Temple, I recognized that definitely when I started out in college. And there I kind of set myself to want to explore that individual, my individuality when it comes to my relationship with music and just creativity in general. And I feel like I really, really found that when I started taking poetry as performance classes with the one and only Dr. Kamika Williams Witherspoon. Shout out. I love you so much. You are amazing. This is a heart, by the way. It's not like a glob of stuff. It is a heart because I love you. But yes, taking Dr. Kamika's classes were extremely, extremely beneficial to my creative process. I definitely became a better poet. I definitely became a better writer. And the thing that really, I feel like, set me up really nicely was during my junior year of college. I was her student. I took both poetry as performance and poetic ethnography. God, what is going on? I took poetic ethnography. So junior year, I took it as a student. My senior year, I took it as her teaching assistant. And it was like I was able to have this, I don't know why double whammy is coming to me right now, but that's the word that I'm going to use. I was able to have this experience twice from different perspectives. And I feel like that was extremely, extremely awesome. And, my first time as a student, I was, tasked with writing poetry every class and going on stage and at the end of the semester and performing it with some incredible, incredible people who are just so talented and write some amazing poetry. And then as a teaching assistant, I was able to really listen to poetry a little bit. Of course, I wrote definitely every day. But being able to listen to other people's poetry and also see how people grow from the first day to the end of the day, and how their writing changes, and how they crack open that core of creativity is just it's just amazing. But yeah, I definitely feel like that class my professor, my students, my my students. Oh my god, my students, um, and my classmates definitely impacted me for the better as a creative. That was literally one of my favorite classes. And if you go to Temple and you love poetry and you just want to be a better writer, you should definitely take that class because it is amazing, amazing. But yeah, that was my journey in college as a creative, finding my individuality. And then I guess now I graduated in 2021. It is 2023. And the road has been very interesting because right out of college, I honestly just went right to work into retail. And, every now and then I would go and help out with, my internship and also, other artists who I had the privilege of, helping out. Actually, take that back. One thing that I forgot to mention, which is really, really weird. During my college years, I started as an intern at this amazing, amazing studio in Fishtown called The Boom Room, owned by Gary Dan. Shout out. You are amazing. Love you. And I feel like there also is another key part of my creativity. I feel like at the Boom Room, I met so many incredible people, and I'm continuing to meet so many cool people through, that small little nugget of working at the Boom Room. There, I feel like I furthered that idea of, collaboration being a part of the creative process. I mean, I literally was able to see it every time I was there. Whether it be, recording sessions or events or, rehearsals, seeing how people can get together in this amazing space and rehearse and create and just host live events has been like a true, true blessing. It's been awesome. I've met some incredible people through the Boom Room. And I'm just eternally grateful. Some of those people who I met was this incredible live house band, Worldtown Sound System, which is amazing. So amazing. I love them so much. And I also met Luna May, who is an amazing meditation artist, and she's just so beautiful, and I love her so much. I've learned so many things from both Boom Room, Gary, Luna, Worldtown Sound System, just about, what it means to be an independent creative artist, specifically in Philadelphia. Because one of the cool things about Philly in comparison to, other entertainment cities like New York or Los Angeles, I feel like we are very community oriented, which I feel doesn't have. I feel like that vibe. I may be wrong. It's just me like looking from out. But like I feel like no other city has that vibe, and I just truly appreciate that about Philadelphia when it comes to our music scene. I feel like we have some incredible people here who are talented, and we just really love and respect each other here, and I just truly appreciate that. Because I mean, still in college trying to figure things out, I always thought, oh man, I'm in Philly, I want to be an artist, I want to produce music, I want to, be in movies and stuff like that. I have to go to New York or Los Angeles, which I still plan on doing. I would love to be able to go to, New York and Los Angeles and vibe out there and, see how things are over there. But I feel like for a long time, I underestimated what Philly could bring to me and what I could bring to Philly. And I feel like it's important that I found that out before I, felt the need to go across the border and stuff like that. But yeah, I've found some incredible people in Philly. I continue to find incredible people in Philly, and I'm hoping that, I will have some incredible people on the show as well. That is the hope. That is the desire. But yeah, my college years, it was a combination of me finding my individuality while also learning the importance of, collaboration within creativity. And then after college, I went straight into retail and was still, working these other, side things and stuff like that. But I walked away from retail after, I think I was there for like 6 months, because I felt like it was just stripping too much energy from me creatively, but also just like life source in general. Like, it was just too much. God bless all the people who work in retail. Like, we could not function without you. Please be kind to people who work in retail. Please be kind to people, and also pay them more, please. Because it's just insane. Capitalism is insane. But yeah, I walked away from retail to fully commit myself to my artistry and my creativity. And I feel like because I've made a full commitment to her, I'm calling her for some reason, but that's just the way that I draw to it. Because I committed to her, she has fully committed to me, and I've been reaping the benefits of all those things. I mean, look at the talk show. Look at the talk show. I probably would not be able to do that if I had not listened to my soul and was like, listen, this is taking too much from me, and this is definitely not where I want to see myself for the rest of my life. So yeah, I recommitted myself to my mission, and I started Imagine Stone Productions, and I was, in a band, and I'm starting to, get the ground running on my musical debut. And I just feel very, very excited for the future. And I'm excited to, share all of that with you also. But yeah, I'm hopeful. I'm blessed. And I feel fortunate enough to have an outlet to create with people. And I'm hoping that you will be here on the ride with me. I'm getting all giddy inside. But yeah, I want to welcome you again to the creative process. And, let's have a conversation in the comments. Let's talk. Let's share, what your creative process has been like. Also, let me know what you want to talk about as well, because there are, tons and tons and tons of topics that we can get into. I have a couple of ideas, and, some ideas regarding like who I'm going to have on the show, which is a surprise. So yeah, hit me up. Let me know what you think we should talk about, like independence, finances. That's a very interesting topic to discuss. Collaboration, being in a band, what that means and stuff like that. And also just the mental state of, our creativity, because I feel like that's something else that we can definitely dive into. Like, what does being creative mean, or what that effect has on our mental and emotional, and how that affects other aspects of our life as well. I feel like that's really, really important to, talk about. But yeah, this is the beginning of something beautiful. Initially, I was going to say I hope that this is the beginning of something beautiful, but I believe in hope and I believe in faith, but I also believe in speaking things into the atmosphere. And so I speak this into the atmosphere. This is going to be something beautiful. This is going to be something that is beyond me. It is going to belong to both you and me. And yeah, let's collaborate. and create something beautiful. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you next month for the next episode. Gonna have a guest on. Cool stuff. But yeah, welcome to the creative process.